Nader, any like in the early days or along the development of NextWave as a platform, like what were some of these specific challenges that you've experienced and solved, and how did you design the solutions? Like what were some of the impediments to growth or challenges along the way that formed NextWave to be that differentiated the platform today?
Yeah. Yeah. I think, like I said, when it came to the hardware, that was very simple. Just given the engineering background, that was very easy for us to, and very early on, we had those schematics kind of drafted out. We already had an idea of which parts we want to use. So there was no, and also the reliability. Another thing is because of PRS kind of having that engineering and power quality side of it,
Mhm.
we're always called when there are these major failures. And so we got exposure to a lot of like DAS, or your data acquisition system
Yeah.
issues as well in the field, from like whether weather events, whether it's lightning or what have you. But also,
What were some of those major issues, like inverter blowouts or
yeah,
blowups,
we've had
like
issues where definitely where there was in one case,
fire?
it actually wasn't even a weather event. It was a grid issue that came back and basically came through the DAS, and then not only fried it, but also the SELs and recloser that were on the line as well. So it kind of had a pretty devastating impact on the rest of that loop.
Mhm.
So again, seeing the things like this, whether it's weather or in this case like a grid event, we saw the need of maybe more, protections and just more robust hardware. But again, that was very natural, just given the background. The
Yeah.
software, like Ethan already hit on, the user experience was also chief in that we wanted to be very fluid, not having to go through so many layers. I always like to use the Salesforce example because we use it. We don't love it, but it has a lot of functionality, so we use it. Not to make any comparables to any monitoring companies out there, but it has all the functions there. But it's like
Yeah.
to get to what you want to get, and my exposure usually is to run these reports. But it's like you go through various screens and you're trying to find the hyperlink to get to what, and then by that time you're so deep underground.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna remember, despite how much Grok or AI has helped me get to that level, I'm never gonna find out. I mean, a week is gonna go by, and I'm not gonna remember how I got to those steps, but
Yeah.
so that was huge, and again, we're lucky, right? We're kind of a late mover. I should say that. A lot of these companies have paved the way. They've done a lot of work up front. They've done a lot of development over years, and here we come, and it's like, "Oh, we used it, and this is how we make it better." But we got exposure, and and we're able to update that experience to make it a lot more fluid, more dynamic, but while allowing you're a very technical person to get to those views and data points that they want, but also someone that's not technical, like a child that gets on an iPhone and they can quickly navigate and get to screens. We wanted that experience as well. So, and nothing against
Yeah.
the transaction folks out there or the financiers, but they can also get in the platform and run the reports they want and get the data they want to see very quickly. So
So designing those UX layers to encompass more of the important data at
yeah.
that top layer
So
or
that took a lot of
one
time, I
or
think.
two.
So that was maybe an initial challenge, working with again our CTO and him seeing what we're trying to achieve, and then
You guys who interact with the customers design some of those UXs.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
that's
yeah. So
probably
we did, and then kind of explain that to the team and have them kind of understand it. I think that took
yeah.
obviously a lot of time, but that's something that I think initial hurdle.